All right, Salaki, all right, Shalom. For the foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and to all the occupants across the globe, preaching and teaching the word of truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. This I died now from the great millstone camp of Chicago with a lesson. In lieu of recent events, in regarding the Robin Hood and Reddit and GameStop, it's nothing new. All right. I don't know why people are surprised. All right. Hey, scripture talk about trusting in this broken reed, man. Trusting in Egypt. All right. And Jake, don't get me wrong. Everybody likes a get rich quick scheme, man. All right. And playing the market, doing the lottery. It's not wicked, but the game is set up against you. All right. And this is something that I've been knowing for a while. And I just recently started digging back into it. The stock market was really about slavery, man. Okay? So when you see all those stocks and commodities, just know that the beginning of it was us slaves, was us Israelites being traded, all right, on the market. Okay? They'll come in off the boats to these different ports, and they go to the auction block. Okay? Let's get some history about this, and I got two articles. This is from Forbes, September 1st, 2019, and it reads, America's first bond market was backed by enslaved human beings. America's first bond market was backed by a most macabre form of collateral. You go to where macabre means basically hurt and injurious practices, basically, all right? It says a macabre form of collateral, human beings kidnapped from Africa and tortured into forced labor. We know that those are the Israelites, okay? According to Deuteronomy 28:68. That would have been a useful thing to know when I started let's get back to the point. It's a piece by Princeton sociologist Matthew Desmond draws a direct and deeply compelling connection between today's massive global market for bonds backed by everything from mortgages to lottery tickets to U.S. economy's slavery-founded beginnings. All right, so he's getting ready to link up slavery to the global markets. He writes, enslaved people were used as collateral for mortgages for mortgage centuries before the home mortgage became the defining characteristic of Middle America. Desmond writes, in colonial times, when land was not worth much and banks didn't exist, most lending was based on human property. He adds that many Americans were first exposed to the concept of a mortgage by trafficking enslaved people, not real estate. If you go into Ezekiel, it talks about how they cropped off the top of the young twigs and brought them to a land of traffic. All right. The degree of deadly sophistication in this ruthless system was a testament to its premeditated and organized nature. This was already a globalized, a far too primitive financial system. All right, so this is how they bartered and trade back then, man. Okay? This also proves, when you go into that word premeditated, well, another word for that is a conspiracy. All right? It says global financial markets got in on the action when Thomas Jefferson mortgaged his enslaved workers. It was a Dutch firm that put up the collateral. Most of the credit powering the American slave economy came from the London money market. All right. That says I'm skipping down. More to the point, Desmond notes some of the same mechanics were at work then as underpinned the slave-based economy. Consider a Wall Street instrument as modern sounding as collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs. Those ticking time bombs backed by inflated home prices in the 2000s, he writes. CDOs were the grandchildren of mortgage-backed securities based on the value of enslaved people in the 1820s and 30s. So the similarity doesn't end there. Each product created massive fortunes for the few before blowing up the economy. All right, so just like how they're doing it now, man, they're reaping in all these they're getting you to invest in something that they know is going to crash, man, and they're getting rich off of it. put it another way, today's mighty bond market, a formidable force on Wall Street and the world affairs, was born quite literally of human bondage. All right. Okay, and that's one. That's the Forbes. And they had another one, which I liked better because it gave a different. Slovakia. I believe it was the Huffington Post. And we're gonna get into the scripture too, just to prove some points. All right, because the stock market is nothing but a game, man. All right, it's backed by hope. It's backed by a rigged system, man. All right, when I say hope, it's the hope of the people investing that's going who are giving their money, hoping for a return. It was down here. So Wall Street, this is Huffington Post. I think this is 2012. Yeah, January 17th, 2012. It was updated March 18th, 2012. So Wall Street owns the country. It is no longer a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, but a government of Wall Street, by Wall Street, and for Wall Street. The great common people of this country are slaves, and monopoly is the master. Our laws are the output of a system which clothes rascals in robes and honesty in rags, man. Right, man. Your judges, your stock market exchanges, your brokers, right there in their three-piece suits and their business attire. But the sordid history of Wall Street is actually much older and darker. December 13th, 2011 was the 300th anniversary of the law passed by the New York City Common Council that made Wall Street the city's official slave market for the sale and rental of enslaved Americans. Right, man. So we were property, man. All right, with a chattel slavery, man. The 1711 law appointed a place for the more convenient hiring slaves. Right, to bring them all to one place, all right, for them to bid on us, man, or to trade us. Source is the minutes of the Common Council of the City of New York, Volume 2, page 458, December 13th, 1711. This is way before the independence, the so-called independence of America, man. All right. Be it ordained by the mayor, recorder, alderman, and assistants of the City of New York, convened in Common Council, and it is hereby ordained by the authority of the same that all Negro and Indian slaves are let out to hire within the city to take up their standing in order to be hired at the market house, at the Wall Street slip, until such time as they are hired, whereby all persons may know where to hire slaves as their occasion shall require, and also masters discover when the slaves are so hired, and all inhabitants of the city are to take notice hereof accordingly. So if you wanted a slave, you went to this you went to the market, man. All right. It's like going to the modern day grocery store. You cruise in the aisles and you're seeing what's available for you. All right. The predecessor bank of Citibank, which has offices at 111 Wall Street, was actually founded by a banker and sugar trader deeply involved in financing the illegal slave trade, bringing Africans into Cuba in the 19th century. When Moses Taylor died in 1882, he was one of the wealthiest men of that century, with an estate reportedly worth $70 million, or about 1.6 billion in today's dollars. All right, you can read on more about this, right? But the point being that there's no surprise that that they don't want you involved in making any money, man, because you're the commodity, man. All right. This the stock market was never built on honesty, man. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Richard got by the seat. It says Sirach 10 and 18, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. And that stock market is unrighteous dealing. All right, you're investing in something that's being manipulated and pulled by the corporations, man. All right, it's all based on input output. All right, if they want to make the prices go up, they make something be scarce. All right, and you could try your best to read it and predict it, but it's really controlled by the bankers, man. All right, and having slaves, man, and using them as collateral for mortgage and having them housed in a place to where any common man, we weren't considered men or people, that they can go in there and pick you out, for whatever use they have of you, man. All right, that's another reason why the Lord must come back, man. All right, I will just keep it there. Um, 2 Peter 2. It says, and through covenants, this is talking about false prophets, but at the same time, this applies to them, man. All right, because they use feigned words. All right, it says, verse 2 Peter 2:3, and through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. And you got a lot of these. I was watching these Greed. I forgot what show. I forgot what channel it comes on, but it was a series called Greed, and you had a lot of Jake on there that were using Ponzi schemes. They were had these fake corporations, these pyramid schemes, and they would target Jake. They would target athletes, okay, because they had money. All right. I believe Carlos Boozer was a victim of one. I believe it was by an Edomite, but they had some Israelites wrapped in the mix too, man. All right, because you got a lot of Jake who are all about themselves, man. All right, they get you to they play on your desire to be rich and to have money, man. All right, they get you to, like, come bring in, you sign up, put your money in, you bring in 3 people, you get this and you get that. All right, and that shit is off, man. All right, that's nothing more but a scheme, man. All right, so they make merchandise of you, man. But the Lord's gonna judge them, man. It says, cast lots for my people. It says, Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Right? Because if you read in them articles, it said they made exchanges and trades, man. All right, they would use certain things for collateral to pay a debt. So say if somebody wanted a case of or a crate full of rum, all right, well, they didn't have the money. What they'll do, they'll trade a slave. And that slave became property and ownership of the lender, man. All right. So the modern day stock exchange was nothing but built off the backs of the Native Americans and the tribes, man. Psalms, Slack it. Let's see. Psalm 83. Okay, come on, man. Let me do it like this. It says, Psalm 83:2 said, "For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They are taking crafty counsel against thy hidden ones. It's like a crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." All right, and you read in one article, I believe in the Forbes, when it said they was premeditated, man. All right, and that was like, and that was just the early stages of the economical build of America. Started with the transaction of slaves, man. All right, so it was a conspiracy, man. You know. So they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name Israel may be no more remembrance. Because when they were on the stock exchange, on the market, all right, you best believe that the plantation they went to, they were stripped of their heritage, man, their nationality, beaten into speaking English, given Roman names. 'Cause that's what really it is. They're the Romans. Okay. For they are consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. You know, and you go into the one article talk about the Dutch, all right, and Spanish had something to do with it. Britain, okay, they all were parts of this the stock market, man. All right, the tabernacles of Edom. So they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gobal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, right? Because if you read the article, it was talking about how they got them out of Africa. Well, a lot of them Hamites and Egyptians and so-called Arabs, they all had a part in rounding us up and selling us off to the Edomites, man. All right. This just came to my mind right here. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. Man, they don't make no account. They don't want to bring this out. All right, one of the writers of the article said, "How come we didn't learn this when he was a journalist on the stock exchange, man?" All right, he said he would have made him a better person. Right, but nobody takes the account of the sacrifice or the blood or the treatment of the tribes, the Native Americans, the Latinos, and the Negroes have accounted for in this place, man. All right, but guess what? The Lord is gonna make everything known. All right. This is Psalm 73. Start at 2, start at 3. It said, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." Man, and it did prosper, man. They said one guy was he had an estate of like 7 billion or something, or 7 million back then, man, which is like 1 point something billion today. This is back in the 1800s, man. All right, so you can't tell me that these Edomites don't have a head start. All right, and here you are, you trying to play a game that they rigged, man. "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the oppression, the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bonds in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they played like other men." Man, look, they had a running start, man. All right, they're not going to let you play by the same rules they play with, man, because they're going to lose their grip. They're going to lose their power if they allow you to inside trade, so to speak, like they be doing, man. So therefore, their pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covers them as a garment. And right, man, they don't tell you about the blood and how they got these slaves over here, man. All right. So I stand up with fatness. They have more than a heart could wish, man. They got all this money, and yet they want to shut it down because Jake made a couple dollars, man, or Jake trying to make a couple dollars. Not even Jake, just the poor people, man. They are corrupt and speak wickedly. Concerning oppression, they speak loftily, man. You know, and they are corrupt, man. Insider trading. They sell all their stocks before it crashes, before the bottom falls out, like you said in 2005, man. All right. And these people are not for your turn, man. You know, they do speak loftily concerning oppression, man. You know, and we built this place, man. Just like we built all these other civilizations, man. You know, so that one's called halal. Yahweh Shai. Double honor to your apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Until next time, shalom.